Get this recorded. Welcome, friends. My name is Eric Allen, one of the co-founders of NELO Life. I had a few of you comment. I look a little refreshed. We just got back from Gatlinburg, Tennessee on a awesome little getaway with my family, my brother's family from the West Coast, and my dad. My dad used to take us there every summer as kids, and we had not been back for about 20 years. It was amazing. We survived a black bear family. I did not feed the bears. I know. I really wanted to. The little cubs were used to people feeding them. I can tell, but I didn't give in. So we had a great trip. Hope you are having a chance to enjoy some family time. And this is our first of many Super Saturday trainings. What you're going to find with your journey here in NELO Life, however you choose to participate, is we really are a personal development, organic leadership driven movement, right? Our goal is to cultivate amazing servant leaders from all walks of life, send you out into the world, train, present, and really use NELO Life as a platform to not only bless a lot of people, but really in the process to share your story, to share your journey. Each and every one of you has incredible obstacles you've overcome. You've got great stories, great teachable moments, and I want you to embrace that because it's the one thing that is unique amongst every single affiliate that joins our movement. It's your story, the good, the bad, the ugly. So the goal really when NELO Life truly gets inside of you and you're fully immersed in this movement is that you see this as a platform for you to share your journey, your stories, your life lessons, yes, your strategies, your inspiration from the stages of the world with us as we pour into other people across the planet. We are a true global movement. We've already got over 30 countries represented. I think it's actually closer to 40. I'll have to get with Larry Lane. Him and Nick are on phone calls around the clock, literally. Want to give a shout out to those two in particular. They and the rest of our corporate team. There's going to be seasons where you're going to have things happen, or you're going to have a family event, or you're going to have something that's very important. And we're never going to be the company that puts undue pressure on you to do anything you're not comfortable with. All right. We've all been a part of companies, or so many of us have, where it's just a grind. And while that might work for spurts of time, 60, 90 days, to have that permeated throughout our culture nonstop is not something we're interested in doing. Okay. We want y'all to have a healthy life balance. And ultimately, we want NELO Life to be the fun part of your life. We know we will arrive as an unstoppable movement if and when people around the world just continue to pay their lifestyle membership because they love being a part of something that's uplifting. And I think we lose sight in the fact that many people maybe aren't money driven. Yes, we want you to make a ton of money for those of you that participate in our global unified pay plan. But the more important thing to us is that people come in and they stay in because they feel like they're a part of something that's making a true difference throughout the world, uplifting humanity, and having radical social impact in every corner of the world. So I want you to hear that from my heart first and foremost. I hope that resonates with you. We're never going to be the company that is the same 10, 20 leaders sitting in the front row at events. We want to embrace everybody, the brand new person, the person that's been in for 2 years and finally reaches a 2 or 3 star rank in our comp plan. You are always going to be loved, appreciated, and valued here. Okay. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Now, today, I'm just going to talk for a few minutes, and then I'm going to turn it over to 2 amazing leaders. And part of my talk here, listen, I know many of you are just chomping at the bit. You're like, Eric, I need answers. When do we get our links? When do we go live? I heard you put in a few people to beta test. What's going on with that? Well, friends, all is going to be revealed. Much is going to be revealed, I should say, in the next 7 days. Now, I want to share something with you that hopefully you've had a chance to explore, because we really do want to be a world-class company right out of the gate. And in today's age, you don't have to be a billion-dollar company to look like a billion-dollar company. Raise your hand if you can see the neololife.com screen there. NELO Life, can you see it? Okay, thank you. I've been known to talk to myself for hours at a time. I'm going through therapy for that right now. But just go to our website, and it's evolving almost daily. I want you to play around with it. We got some great stats on there. and just some great introductory information. The one thing you'll notice, if you'll remember just a week or two ago, this was our landing page, right? And it had this global countdown clicker. And we're always going to try to be the company that under promises and over delivers. So I know some of you are like, I heard it's April 8th. I heard it's April 10th. I heard it's the end of April. What's going on, Eric? Well, the goal is always to over deliver. So we did set this countdown timer to manage those expectations. And then again, as I referenced and alluded to, this week and into next week, we're going to have the links to everybody. You'll be able to sign up. You'll instantaneously have your link. You'll be able to start sharing with people. We'll have a ton of VIP overviews and trainings and momentum calls and all that throughout the week for you to plug into. Those will get recorded. And then a lot of the marketing assets that you've seen, hopefully you've explored our social media channels. Big shout out to Natalie and Nikki and Bronson. And then of course, Janice, who you're going to hear from here today. They're just doing a remarkable job. So again, I know you're just like, so many of you are just chomping at the bit to get going, start, building out your unified global build, unified community build, which is our 2x16 matrix that we reference, and get that going. So the light will shine brightly on a lot of those areas in the next week. So there you go. There's that. There's one other thing here. Can you guys see this Facebook page? Did that pull up for you? Put your hand up if you can see the Facebook page. We'd really love for you to plug in to our Facebook community. That's our NELO Life community. It's already up to 2,000 members. It's already up to 2,000 members in just a couple of weeks. It's just a great way to celebrate people, build culture, provide information. We'll be celebrating those that are doing some great things. We'll add other value-driven content here. So even if you're not a Facebook person, try to make that one of your daily or at least weekly disciplines. Just get in there, celebrate all the good things that are happening. And that is NELO Life Community. What's the name of this here, Janice? I think it's facebook.com/ I want to say NELO Life Official. Let's see if that takes us there. NELO Life Official. Is that it? Is that it? Please be it. Yep, there it is. So facebook.com/ NELO Life Official. I got two more slides I want to share with you here. Let's see, make sure I'm doing this right. Share screen. Basic. Let's go to the PowerPoint. Okay. Make sure you all can see it. Just went over 500 of you. That's not bad for a first Super Saturday training. Can you see this slide here? Give me a hand up. Can you see the co-creation agreement slide? Awesome, man. I am batting 1,000 today. That's pretty good for me, especially. There's something that I really want you to understand. We're never going to be perfect. We get it. Probably the most frustrating, I would say somewhat disappointing, but it's just human nature. For Nick, myself, Larry, the other leaders, guys, we're getting a lot of people really anxious to come in. And I think what's happening is they're kind of people pleasers, and they're telling different leaders, I'm going to sign up with you. But then they're telling another leader, I'm going to sign up with you. And it really puts us in a tough place, and just for the record, myself, Larry, Nick, Orkan, we live off the top 3 positions in the matrix. That's our income. That's the top 3. We split that 4 ways. And none of us have individual positions. My wife isn't signed up. Natalie's not signed up. My kids aren't signed up. My dog's not signed up. My uncle's not signed up. My ghost friend position isn't signed up. We don't have individual positions throughout the build at all. We just live off 3. Okay. So we had a couple of comments like, well, how many personal positions do you guys have? We're like, none. The 4 of us live off the top 3 positions. That is it. That is it. We're not building any other spots. And quite often, we're just passing along leaders that are coming to us like, hey, do you know this person? Do you know this person? Were you a part of this company? That person might be involved here. So we're really doing the best we can, guys. I hope you understand that's an impossible situation. But in our minds, you're all our teams. Okay. We're not playing favorites, any of that nonsense. We're also not doing any kind of special deals. Sometimes they're called business development agreements. I mean, Randy Schrader paid $79. Scotty Kufis paid $79. John McKellar paid $79. All our leaders paid the same thing. I mean, that's probably my least favorite thing about once a day. I get some big leader that gets a hold of me or Larry or Nick, and maybe they were a big deal 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Doesn't matter. We don't do deals. We don't do anything different for anybody. Everybody pays the same amount. Everybody participates in the same unified global pay plan. And you can take that to the bank. So if you're hearing any of that nonsense, I can assure you the deal around here is there's no deals. You got to fall in love with what we're doing, roll up your sleeves, get to work. And we really don't want the big ego people here. I'm just being honest. I mean, you got to learn to humble yourself. God has a funny way of, you either seek humility or it will be delivered upon you. Anybody ever been humbled in their personal or professional lives? Anybody been humbled before? Yeah, it's usually like when you start puffing up, and it's always that pride before the fall, right? So just please know that straight from the top here, that's how we operate. And in fact, we're one of the only companies, maybe the only one. I mean, we really want you to feel like you have rights here, right? We want you to feel like this is your dream company. This isn't the Nick, Eric, Larry, Orcon corporate show. Okay. That we've all been there, and we want your voice to feel like it's heard. We want you to feel like you matter and you're protected. Obviously, we can't please everybody, but we're going to do our best to listen and always do the right thing. Those of you that follow the golden rule, that's something that we really strive to do. Just treat others the way we want to be treated. But as a lifestyle, as a NELO Life affiliate, you have rights here. Number one, you're our top priority through authentic transparency. It's amazing to me, and even other entrepreneurial pursuits, that if the ownership side, if the corporate side would have just been transparent and honest in the mistakes that were made, we would still be there. Like, really, I mean, there's so many times throughout my life, it's like, man, if you just would have been honest with me. I mean, I'm not the perfect husband, the perfect father, the perfect sports coach. I'm not going to expect you to be perfect, but I do think that you all should be able to expect radical transparency from us. Okay, if we do fall short, if we do break some stuff along the way, which is going to happen, I'm going to be disappointed if we don't put in 30, 40,000 people in our first couple of weeks. I'm putting that on record. Okay, so do you think we might break a few things? Of course, and we're going to own up to it, and we're going to fix it. Number two, you get to share the revenue and be paid on time every time. Because here's the deal. A lot of you have to make money. And we're not going to hide from it. You're here because you see that we're paying out 70 cents on the dollar. You see that it can build quickly and with the right culture and values sustainably for many years and decades to come. You should be expected to get paid every penny of what you deserve on time every single time. Okay, so that's number two. Number three, the 30% or so, maybe a little more in the beginning with some of the breakage, that just gets reinvested back into the latest technology and amazing incentive trips, promotions. We want this to be world-class and have a lot of fun to keep you excited, keep you motivated. A lot of times people will work feverishly hard for a couple of months, maybe a year, to qualify for that next incentive trip that comes around once or twice a year at best, right? Well, a big part of our product, our value proposition, is those incentive trips, just creating those more and more often. So you can expect lots of fun, incentives, promotions, all that good stuff. Number four, we want to work with you to uplift your local communities, whether you're in rural Africa, India, Asia, America, Latin America, Europe, doesn't matter. We want you to pour back into your local communities with the money that you do and with the initiatives that we embark on. Okay. And just starting off, I think a simple way to do that, instead of paying $40 your first year to be an affiliate, you're going to pay $20. And within 30 days, we're going to ask that you go and make a minimum $20 US dollar donation to your favorite church, charity, or NGO. And ideally, that'll be something local that impacts your local community. Now, we get lots and lots of people doing that. That's some immediate social impact that we can celebrate. And then number five, I want you to have real peace of mind as a partner with us. Again, this is our shared dream. It's not mine. It's not Nick's. It's not Larry's. It's not Orcon's. It's not that. This is our collective dream. We can't do anything without amazing servant leadership as part of our affiliate family. We recognize that from day one. You are the heartbeat of everything that we do. And we've all been in situations where it's like, yeah, but can I really trust the corporate team? Do they really have my best interests in mind? And, it's easy for me and the other corporate team to say, yes, of course, but that comes through actions. And we're going to spend the rest of our life continuing to build rock solid trust with each and every affiliate and lifestyle member that joins us. Okay. And part of that, we need you to be our voice, eyes, and ears in the field. A few of you, you're not ratting people out. We don't want you putting on your police hat full time and trying to get other people in trouble. But if you see things out there that really can jeopardize our movement, we want you to bring that up. And we'll have an email, compliance@nelolife.com. You can send those in anonymously. We'll probably have a form in the digital office. Again, we don't want you to play police, right? But yeah, if you see things that are not protecting this house, we need to know about it. We've already had a few instances where, we have some creative affiliates that are putting out some messaging that, quite truthfully, regulators do not like. We're always going to stay on the safe side of safe when it comes to legal in all the countries that we operate in. Okay, we're always going to do our best to do that. And a lot of those regulations are constantly evolving and changing, and we're just always going to do our best. We do have a great legal team and other consultants that I think are the best in the world, and we're going to pay them what they deserve to make sure they're protecting us. All right. So we want you to be our voice, eyes, and ears in the field. And then, if there are any major decisions that need to be made, which I foresee most of them being positive decisions, maybe we figure out a way to pay out even more. Maybe we decide to launch another vertical. You'll have feedback. You'll have a say in those types of things, and you'll have plenty of time to know it. It's not going to be like, hey, we decided to do this without conferring, consulting, sharing with you. Okay. And then our core values: trust, transparency, transformation. Again, those are just words on a screen. That's going to come through our continued nonstop actions with you. Trust, we know, is a funny thing. It takes one poor decision to violate that trust forever, and you can never rebuild it back to where it was. So I would just ask you to hope for the best, like actually expect a radical paradigm shift, and maybe some of the experiences you've had that were not fun, they were not pleasant, they were maybe even heartbreaking and devastating. And we just want you to kind of hope for the best here and give us a chance to earn more and more of that trust moving forward. Cool. All right. So then last thing I'll talk about is, we do have expectations of our affiliates. And, I kind of mentioned this earlier is, I really don't, let me preface this. I think we're all God's children. I do believe that, but not everybody's a fit for what we're doing ever, and certainly not now at our inception. Now, we feel incredibly blessed as owners to have so many 6, 7, 8-figure proven leaders that have put their egos aside and are wanting to make this their legacy run. And it's such a blessing. I don't know if there's ever been a startup that's had so much great talent from day one and just good human beings. What I'm really not interested in is people that come in thinking they're better than other people, wanting to use people, churn and burn through people. Maybe this is their 50th, 60th deal they've jumped in the last couple of years. It's just another, cash grab for them. That is not who I'm interested in really ever having as an affiliate. Obviously, we can only limit so much of that. But I want us to really co-create a culture that is so strong and powerful that it just chews up and spits out those types of people. We want people that want to be here for the long term, that see the vision of where we're going and the continuous nonstop improvement and the value offering of our lifestyle membership. Okay. So I'm going on record as saying that. So here are some things that we don't think is too much to ask for with our affiliate family. Number one, follow the golden rule: respect for others, treat others with the same level of respect and professionalism that you expect to receive, both with other affiliates and with the corporate team. Like, nothing would break my heart more than if affiliates are just being outright nasty to our support team. And you're going to meet a lot of these people, and they're really good people, but they're human beings. And a lot of them are getting paid hourly in order for us and you to build this God-sized dream. So please be respectful to others. Just follow the golden rule. It goes a long way. Valuing overflow. this is probably the biggest issue where our compliance team is starting to crack down on. Don't be luring people into your team just because you're guaranteeing them spillover. If you get spillover or people that are placed in your organization that you didn't personally sponsor, that's a gift. It's great. But right now, the people we really want are going to be the spillover creators, not the spillover receivers that just come in and just expect dollars to rain down from the heavens for not doing anything. Okay, so if you get some spillover, great. But if you're looking for the ace in your team, just look in the mirror, be that ace and be a spillover creator, lead by example. Okay. By the way, if you want to get to the higher ranks and the higher income, obviously you have to go build out personal lines of leadership. Okay. That's what's going to get you to the top. Plus all those check match bonuses, those really become significant as you're out sharing and sponsoring new people. Ethical recruiting, please refrain from soliciting individuals who are already associated with other sponsors, focusing instead on building relationships within your own network and leading by example. We've all been there. We know the game. Well, just come over here, sign up your uncle under my position, and you can build out both. Or, hey, you don't really want to go with that person because I've got 100 people ready to sign up, and I'll put you on my second or third tier, and you'll benefit. Can you please? We've all been there. I love the entrepreneurial spirit and creativity. Sometimes we don't want to inhibit all of that. Just do the right thing. Okay. If somebody's with another team or they're going to sign up with somebody, don't be the one that comes in and brings that toxicity into our environment. And then respect for autonomy, ensure that no one feels coerced or pressured into participating in our endeavors, right? We don't want, our truth is good enough, right? We don't need to beg, plead, convince people against their will. There's an old saying, the person who is convinced against their will is of the same opinion still, right? Our truth is good enough. And, if they want to come in and not make money, just let them come in and be a lifestyle member. Let them get a lifestyle membership. We love customers here. I know it's like a forbidden word in a lot of home-based businesses. We love customers. We love them. We love them. We love them. We love them. If they don't want to make money with us, don't pressure them into being an affiliate as well. Organically, if they want to do that in time, they will let you know. Authenticity over hype. Please present our offerings truthfully and confidently without the need for exaggerated claims. Again, our truth is good enough. Please don't create your own marketing materials. Please don't, just bring in anything that is just over the top. That's what gets a lot of companies in trouble. Yes, you can make a lot of money if you put in time and effort into this, but please, our truth is good enough. And then obviously after our first year, we'll have an income disclosure document that tells people exactly what they can expect to make based on the last year for certain ranks. So we'll have all that out for you within the first year and a half. Abundance mindset, embrace an attitude of abundance, understanding that there are endless opportunities to positively impact lives. I know we have a lot of people coming from kind of the same couple of companies. And it's like, no, I got to get this person. They're on my team here. Oh, they got to get, and we get it. We're trying to respect those lines of sponsorship. But if you really believe that we can put in tens, or as my buddy Scotty Merker would say, why are you thinking so small? Why wouldn't we put in over 100 million people into NELO Life? If you think abundantly, then that's what's going to expand. If you come from a place of scarcity, that's what's going to expand. There's a whole world out there. You can bring in tons of lifestyle memberships just in your local area, and inevitably it's going to grow outside your area and even around the world as well. No limits here. So please come from an abundance mindset. And then finally, collaborative spirit. Foster a collaborative environment by supporting members, affiliates, regardless of their team affiliation. Okay, so that just means we want to play one big team here. I love that Randy Schrader does lives for the whole world to see. I love that Scotty Kufis comes on and does a world-class training for everybody to participate in. I love when I see people saying, hey, I'm doing an event out here in Carlsbad, California. If you have any guests in the area, bring them in. I'll take care of them. Make sure they sign up with you. And I learned this a long time ago. Would you rather go in and do a presentation for just 20 of your own team members? Or would you rather go into a room with 200 people with your 20 in there looking around like, what the heck is going on here? This is like a big deal. I need to dial in and find out what's going on. Well, hopefully you come from a place of abundance again and have that collaborative spirit to play one big team with us. All right. Good stuff. Decent. Hands, thumb up, thumb down. Okay. Mostly are going up. Okay. That's good. Thank you so much. Now I have the chance and the pleasure to turn it over to a dear, dear friend of mine. And this guy is like a brother to me. And I reached out to him. He was one of the first I reached out to. And this guy has forgotten more about network marketing, direct selling, entrepreneurship than most people even know. And it's like, Scotty, do you got one more run in you, buddy? And now Scotty's pretty analytical. So he's asking me all these questions. And something just flipped one day. And I could just tell, I'm like, oh, I got Scotty. He's excited. Let's go. And he just brings a very unique perspective to our startup and our global movement that I think is going to be very, very powerful for you to hear. So without further ado, a guy who has been in the industry for decades, but more importantly, just a great friend. And we've done business outside the industry together in a big, big way. And proud to call him a brother, Mr. Scotty Merker. Can you please share your heart and vision with these wonderful people today?
Eric. Hey, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And great day to everybody out there. Great evening, afternoon, wherever you may be calling in from. It's great to be here with everybody. And I'm honored to be on here today as well. You know, we already have attracted some of the absolute legends in this industry, people coming out of retirement, people who've sworn off the industry. I mean, from every end of the spectrum, we are attracting people. And there's good reason why. And we're going to talk about some of that. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen real quick, guys. And as we do this, let me put this in here. So I just want to share a little bit of the goals that we have for today. I want to make sure we get our screen fully optimized here. There we go. So as we look at the goals for today, I just want to ask you first, where are you today as it relates to network marketing, multi-level marketing, home-based business, whatever you call it? Where do you sit today? I mean, literally, what are the feelings that you have right now? Now, if you've been around, if you're one of the old school people here with NELO Life, and you've been around for anywhere from 1 to 2.5 weeks, then you're probably sitting there with a pretty good feeling, maybe still some trepidation, but probably a pretty good feeling. If you were just introduced to this, you probably still harbor a lot of the wounds, the scars that perhaps you've had if you've played in this industry for a long time. I've been doing it for 34 years, just long story short. I started part-time 1 year, then I went full-time. First opportunity I really had to have success was the first time that I took it serious. And that was way back in a company called Excel in the 90s. And that was the first time I had really significant success. Since then, I've been in the industry like everyone, trying to find another Amway, an Herbalife, a new skin. I mean, everything that I heard about this industry early on was find a great company. For me, I like being early. I don't like coming later. I'm not as risk adverse as others. So I understand the trade-off between being early and the risk reward with that. But I've always wanted that because I said, I want to be in the formulation phase. I want to help put something together. I remember sitting up at Steve Smith's ranch in Texas. He was the vice president of Excel. And I was there on something called the Eagle team. And most of the people were in the company years before I was in. I got in when the company was 5 years old. I think I was the only one that was there. I had a business partner at the time. And I think we were the only ones that were there that were like relatively new. And as they were telling all the stories, you know, I was like, it's cool, but it's like, I wanted to be there too. Now, make no mistake, we did amazingly well. It's the first time I ever got a chance to taste 7-figure income. That's not in my family. But the bottom line is that I wanted that. And actually at the time I was hoping Excel would go on and become another Amway or Herbalife, and it didn't. So since then I've looked, and so much so that I've started 2 companies, one in 1999, one in 2007, basically through a sale. They're both still in business today. One is a public company, one is a private company, and still people that started with us the very first day are still in those companies today. You know, so very proud of that, but been looking for something. And you know, this industry, when it's going the way it can, man, there is nothing like it, right? But when it's not going good, there is nothing like it. Trust me. So our goals for today, this is my goal for you, is to hopefully help you answer the question, why NELO Life the company? Why NELO Life the company? Number 1. Number 2, why teach? Why is that a vertical? Number 3, why travel? Number 4, why transform? Number 5, why membership? If you get an answer to all those questions, then there's no question that now is the time to get started, right? So let me hit this real quick, guys. I'm going to start off by saying this. As we go through this information, One of my favorite sayings, you'll find I've got a lot of sayings. You probably do too. Most of us are probably very similar. But one of my favorite sayings of all time is you don't need eyes to see, you need vision. Those that can see what is unseen are the ones that create greatness in our world. And so my question to you is, how big and how clear is your vision? Now, here's the thing that I do know. Vision is a skill that's cultivated and you can learn it, but you have to put time and effort into it. It doesn't just happen for most. Every now and then there's a visionary. And people say, oh, they're just a visionary. I would bet something in their family system, something brought them into that point. They may have had some natural skill, but I think they probably were brought into that. But guess what? You can develop your vision. So here's an interesting thing, though. For me, the way I develop vision is like Eric said, I am analytical. And so I need to see facts that support. And my vision expands based on seeing facts that support the key elements, the macros of what we're looking to do. So I would just challenge you, like that person at the top of that mountain. I always want to find where that mountain is. And hopefully on a cloudy day, I love that picture. I was like, wow, I'd love to stand out there and take the look. You know, that's a beautiful vision. So let's dive in and talk just a little bit more here, because we're going to talk about the company first. Now, by the way, you're going to see a little bit that's put on here. That's what I put on. The company slide is the dark blue with NELO Life, Teach, Travel, Transform. Literally, this is what happened for me, guys. I was talking to people and I made one little shift. I just started saying, hey, listen, have you heard about the world's first AI-driven global lifestyle membership? And instantly, bam, people perked up because AI is such a hot topic right now. And people are like, no, 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 what is it? What is it? And so instantly, I caught people's attention at a level significantly higher than what was normally going on. Shared it with my team. They've been having a lot more success with it as well. And like Eric said, we were talking one day. I said, Eric, I absolutely believe we could be the first company to have over 100 million members. And he said, well, 10 million would be great. I said, yes, it'd be great. But we literally, I mean, we absolutely literally have the opportunity to put over 100 million members in worldwide. And I'm going to share with you evidence why that can happen. Now, guess what? You and I, we have to do our part to bring those members. I know that Eric and the owners and the executive team and all the people inside of corporate, they're going to do their part. So that first one, remember, why NELO Life? Well, those two slides at the end that Eric shared, have you ever even remotely seen something resembling that at that level? I've seen one-page commitment sheets before, but nothing like that. Nothing like the transparency, nothing like the co-creation. And of course, with AI, I mean, you heard it directly from the chairman of the company. Every single major decision that's going to happen in here, we're at least going to have the ability to have input in it. I've been on a lot of those executive teams or a lot of those presidential advisory councils, and you know what they are? It's like the military. It's like the head of the military calls in all the lesser ranked officials and they bring them in and the officers and they say, hey, here's our plan. Now we need you to disseminate this to the troops. That's what I've always felt like. I was like, man, I'd like to be involved in the strategy. I got a big team. I'm bringing you millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars a year through my contract and my downline. I would love to have a little say. I've got the finger on the pulse, but no, it's like, here's what we're going to do. So that first question of why NELO Life, if that's not answered for you by what you heard earlier and what you've seen in less than a month, go look at that executive team, by the way, at the bottom. Most people don't even know that link is down there. A lot of people think this is just 3 guys when it's really 4 owners, but that's all they think it is. Go look at the team they've got assembled behind the scenes. We're all going to get a chance to know them. And I haven't had a chance to meet, I think it's Janice, the lady that's going to be speaking right after me. I haven't met her yet, but wow, you talk about everything that has been created. And Natalie the other night, Sorensen, I mean, just show me any company you've ever seen this in. So if there's a question about the company, my challenge to you would be go find someone else doing it better with the same amount of time. Even the ones that have been in business for years aren't doing it this good. So the question for the company should be no question. Now, here's a big piece for me, guys. This literally is the dawning of a new era. The shift is absolutely already started, and most people don't understand this. But where I first learned this was in Excel. See, a lot of people said, oh my gosh, Excel is going to be a great another Amway and Herbalife and Nu Skin. And Kenny Trout, the CEO, said, no, I'm not. He said, I'm going to be an AT&T. I'm going to be an MCI. I'm going to be a Sprint. He said, I'm just using a home-based business compensation plan to gather customers. I create more loyalty. It's actually more cost-effective. He got a customer at 1/3 the cost of any other telecommunications company, and he kept them 7 times longer. And at that time, he accumulated more customers per rep and more total customers than any MLM ever had. Can't speak since then, but at that time, he had. So he wasn't trying to build another multi-level marketing company. He just literally used a multi-level marketing compensation plan. So keep that in mind. If you can make that fundamental shift, it really is a paradigm shift, but if you can make that shift, I think you're going to find the rest of this information. If it doesn't give you that next step up, it should be a next 10 steps up, then we might need to talk personally. So let's talk about memberships, guys. We're not going to go in order of those, but memberships. Who has a membership to this? I wish we could see everybody, but who has a membership to either one of these? The most successful memberships of the modern day era is Costco and Amazon Prime. Costco in 41 years, 129.5 million members. That's 72%, 72.1% of their revenue. Now, keep this in mind. Look at that revenue right there. And look how many countries they're in, 14. They're not in 150 plus countries, 14. But look at that bottom line. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep, right? I'd rather make less, but make it for 20, 30, 40 years than make a whole bunch for 2 or 3 years, see it wiped away, wouldn't you? Of course you would. We all feel the same way. 91% retention. Look at Amazon Prime. I know they started in the 90s. Prime started in 05. 19 years, 230 million members worldwide, 23 countries. They still got 100 plus to go. 93% retention. See, the dawn of the new era and the paradigm is that now consumers and companies, they're communicating on a monthly basis. How do they communicate? Retention, renewal of the month-to-month no contract relationship. That's called the membership. The companies know if memberships are going down, we got to change what we're offering. If they're staying the same, we probably still need to improve. If it's going up, guess what? Ride that horse, but still look, how can we get better tomorrow? That's what you want to do. And that's what both of these companies are doing. And that's why I believe with the membership model, we literally can be the first one to do it. Because guess what? We're not in 14 countries. We're not in 23 countries. Right now, with a pre-build capability, we're in 150 plus countries. And it's us doing what Excel did. The evidence is everywhere, guys. Quick question. Knowing what you know today, look at these companies. How many memberships do you have in these? And by the way, it's not just this, it's AAA. It goes into Massage Envy. I mean, it goes everywhere. Memberships are the future. Business loves it because remember that dynamic, the dawn of the new era? It's given the business owners, the board of directors, the executive team, the ability to say, are we adding value every day to people's lives? They vote every month that they renew that membership. If they cancel it, guess what? We're not. So how many of these do you have? You know, I've got a bunch of them and even others. I've got a Pandora. I mean, it's crazy. So memberships are the way of the future and timing in life is everything. And you and I all know, knowing what we know today with hindsight being 2020, if we could have gone back, we would have invested in every single one of them. Guess what? Talk about timing. I just literally got this morning. What do? Bait and switch. They get us used to checking out on our own. And now you know what they're going to do? They're going to have a membership. $98 a year to use self-checkout. And I know some people will say, I'm not going to do that. No way. Excuse me. And they won't. But you know what? A lot of people will. For $98 to not have, because guess what's going to happen now to the lines? They're going to get longer. Do you want to wait as much time in line as it's going to take now? No. $98 a year? What is that? $8 and something a month or $9? I don't know. It's crazy. So you're going to see people doing this membership. And guess what? Once it's successful for them, what do you think is going to happen with Kroger? What do you think is going to happen with Target? What do you think is going to happen everywhere? I guarantee it's coming. Now, let's talk about MLM. Let's bring it into our industry. This new era, guess what? The first company that really came in and said, hey, we're not going to be an MLM. We're not going to be an MLM where we bring in products, mark them up 8 to 10 to 12 times and make money on the products as our primary source of revenue. We are going to have our main product being the membership. So they said, we're going to offer really, really low cost products, super high quality. So it's a super high value to the consumer so that when they get the membership, they don't want to get rid of it. They opened global day one. Very important. Look at the parallels. What I hope you're drawing is parallels. Think about NELO Life as we're going through this. First year, over 1 million paid members. Current run rate, 2 to 3 million new members this year. That'll put them at between 3 and 4 million at the end of the year. Guess what? 80 to 90% retention. They don't release it, but some of my friends are some of the top income earners in that company, and I've asked them about their teams, and that's where they are. You look at that compared to the average, they're blowing them away. What are they doing? They are bringing a membership company to market using what? An MLM compensation plan to gather referred members. Hey, people don't just want value. People need value today. Second one, this one's opening literally this week. It's a former business partner of mine that has opened this with a bunch of former NFL and professional ball players. Guess what? It's going to be a fantasy sports membership. You play games and you make money playing games. You win prizes playing games. And guess what they're offering? Main product, membership, low cost, globally affordable, opening globally day one. You know what they're doing? They're using MLM compensation plan to gather referred customers. And I know for all you really super technical people, yes, by definition, we're all multi-level marketing companies if you fit the definition based on how you pay. So I get it. But you've got to look at it from a marketing perspective in a different way to understand the financial dynamics and the potential market growth and penetration that we have. This is happening, guys. This is the dawn of the new era. It's not just me saying it. So then we look at, hey, sports is great. Sports is fun. It's an amazing thing. So are nutritional products. I love them. I joined Live Good when I first heard about it because I looked at the products and I said, with 5 products, I could save $273 a month. And guess what? Money saved is money earned. They say 300 to 500. A person never leaves the company. I don't cancel my membership. I get products every month from them. I refer people to it if they ask me about something, because a lot of people ask me about wellness. And if they do, I say, hey, you need to check this out. And if they ask, I say, here's my link. You can buy it from me or find somebody else. I don't care. But look at this right here. All these are part of what we're going to have. But look at that one right now, travel right out of the gates, 8.3 trillion, 8.3 trillion. You can add all the nutrition, everything even remotely related to nutrition and sports and everything related to it around the world doesn't even come close to travel. So now you add for the first time, and here's the difference that makes the difference. First time in our industry, artificial intelligence added in. So literally a commitment by the company. Remember, why NELO Life? Guess what? They have committed to us that through artificial intelligence, through technology, and thank God we have the technology team we have with Orkan and his team, and thanks to our owners for seeing this, right? We're literally going to have the ability to say, hey, instead of, if more people are asking for a magnesium product versus a pet hemp oil product, which one do you think's coming next? If people are saying, hey, I'd rather go on a cruise in the Mediterranean versus the Caribbean, guess what one's coming next? You see, the company is committed to allow us to be involved in that process. Now, you and I may not pick the thing that's next, but at least our voice is heard. Nobody has ever done that at this level, even remotely close to it. So let's talk about teach real quick. There's our first one. Why teach, teach, teach? Does anybody have a membership to Mind Valley? I do. What Vishen Lakhiani has done there is taken Tony Robbins to an entire new level, because it's not just Tony. It's the most amazing thought leaders and educators and empowerment leadership coaches in the entire world. Membership of $499 to $698. I've had it for a few years. And you know what? They don't use artificial intelligence, but we're adding it in there. Educate, empower, and entertain. That's what they're all about. So let me ask you a question. What areas interest you? We're all going to have an opportunity to look at things like this and say, man, I would really like to have better sleep. My wellness could be improved. My mind power, man. That's why Eric reached out to me first. He said, I need an old whitey cracker to get in here and reach into that baby boomer segment of the population. He goes, we got a lot of young people. I need the token. And that's what I am. So, I know why you call me Eric. I know, but I love you, brother. So mind power, problem solving, speed learning. Guess what? We're going to be able to say what we want. And then the company, based on where we are, said, who can we go get to do this? And at first, it's going to be virtual. The second phase, imagine going to an exotic location around the world and going for a week, and like 3 or 4 days out of the week, going to 2 hours of seminars on one of these topics with this amazing person. And the company is filming that and putting that course together. Then that goes in our library forever. I mean, how cool would that to be there with 300 or 3,000 people that all have an interest, perhaps in, say, in real estate investing or whatever the course is. It could be in holistic healing. I mean, there's no limit to what we can do. The community, though, guess what? We get to be a part of curating. So here's the other side that most people aren't aware of. And this one, not to scare you. This is not like the Terminator, the metal man coming after you. I know that's what a lot of us think about sometimes. But why teach is more critical than most know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but you can see these are the top 10 job roles that AI is slated to replace. And I'm not talking 20 years. I'm not talking 10 years. I'm talking in the next 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. A lot of these are going to be well into the motion of being replaced. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Here's another 6. Do you know anybody else that does any of these jobs? These people working all these jobs, 99.9% of them have zero clue what is coming. Guess what? Our library is going to have the courses that can be the difference that makes the difference for every one of these people as they have to reposition. Not to mention, just have us as a business to hedge their bet. Amazing. So now, you see why teach is important. So much more than most people realize. But now that you're starting to get the vision, let's get into travel. This is definitely, I love them all, but this is my sweet spot. Where do you truly desire to go? In life, I've had some things I've wanted to do. I saw a movie called Summer Lovers in the early 80s. It was Santorini. I always wanted to go there. I can't say I never would have, but because of this industry, I was able to go and spend time there and in a couple other countries for a month. Nobody in my family has ever taken a month vacation, and I don't think I ever would have, but because of multi-level marketing, I was able to. I saw the Cristo one time, and I saw the amazing topography there, and I saw Ipanema and Copacabana Beach. I was like, man, I want to go there. So you know what I did? I built a team there, then I've been there 18 times. And then my favorite thing, I always wanted to pick the #1 resort of the year by Condé Nast Traveler. And one year I saw this, it's Anguilla, and I did. I literally sat in those 2 chairs looking over at St. Martin right there. So you know what? I can think of all the things I've done, but the things that touched me the most are the memories I have through travel. And the reason I was able to do them and or afford to do them was either working with my teams or because I made money in multi-level marketing. But the bottom line is this, guys, trends are converging. And this is well before this company was decided on. $691 billion was spent last year. The travel industry has seen the trends. They've been focused on where it's going. And you know what? You don't just build a new resort and instantly put it on in a month or two. You don't build a new cruise ship and launch it in 6 months. No, this has been being planned for a while. So over the last 2 years, 37 new cruise ships have been built. And you know what they're doing? They're building them every single day. Bigger, better, more experiential based. That's what people want. They're tired of just laying in a chair seven days a week, just working on their tan. Still want to do that some, but they want experience. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's absolutely exploding. Look at this. 434 4- and 5-star hotels added in 21. This is a while back. That's during COVID. You know why? People say, why'd they add them in COVID? Because they started building them before COVID. And then even more that were on the drawing board that are still coming. They're not slowing down. They're not slowing down. And look at this. Last 2 years, 20 plus new 5-star mega resorts. These things cost billions of dollars. So do you think they have some of the, when you have the largest consumer industry in the world, do you think they have some of the best analysts in the world? Of course they do. They know exactly where business is headed because they wouldn't make this kind of capital investment if they didn't know they're going to get a return on it. So now let's talk about transform. I think you should see, I think you understand travel. If you don't, man, we need a couch. And I know somebody for $350 that you can sit on that or lay on that couch and talk to them. Transform. This is the part I love because it's so wide open to where we can go. But what I love more about it is coming back to AI. The company's not just going to come say, we're the owners and we're going to go down this vertical next. No, they said, what do you all want? What do we want? The chairman gets a vote. Guess what? A customer service person gets a vote. A new member who just joined today as a member only gets a vote. Everybody gets a say. And it's one of the biggest things people complain about in this industry for decades is I have no say. I may not have the right answers, but at least I'd like a way to have my voice heard. Now, quick question for you. Look at these two. Which one excites you more? Which could you market the easiest? Which would your contacts be more excited to hear about? Which could your contacts get most excited to share with other people? That's a critical one. It's not just what you feel, because you could be a health nut. I'm a health nut. You could be a health nut, but most people you know are not. And which do you feel could have the most success with the greatest amount of your contacts? The proof is in the answers. You all know if we could see each other and raise hands, we would see that. More and more people are excited about travel than nutrition, even though everybody needs nutrition. You know, if people paid more attention to their needs, we wouldn't be where we are as a world. So now guess what? We come back to what we talked about earlier. Most desire these, however, they can't afford them. The membership is the main product. Remember what we talked about? Look at their model, 30 to 50% off of selling competitors at retail price, 50 to 70% off for members. Does membership have value? 80 to 90% retention. Members say that it has value by keeping the renewal month after month after month. Now imagine if the members could pick the products for the market through AI technology. Can you see the future for the United States to start and then around the world for our market? I mean, my question to you is how big can it become? Support and systems, critical. Have you already seen what the company has provided for us? I've never in 34 years in this industry, ever even seen a company remote. Now I'm talking about from True Start. Like I'll give you an example. There was a big, I'm not gonna say the name, but there was a big network marketing company that started in the skincare industry. It only lasted about 4, 5, 6 years. They got into all kind of legal stuff between suppliers, owners, and things. And they came out and they launched, and 30 days, they're all, look at us in 30 days. But they have been pre-building for 7 or 8 months. So there's always a story behind the story. I'm huge at comparing apples to apples. No funny business, no funny math. I mean, truth with truth. And you look at what we have already. Are you kidding me? Haven't even started. And we have support systems that blow companies away that have been around for a while. And then you add AI technology, keep driving again. So as we start to wrap up, you know what? It's your time. It's your money. And they're your contacts. And they all three have tremendous value. And I know that our owners, our founders, they understand this. They do not take this for granted. So if you're going to spend your time, and let's, come on, $79 to start, another 20, make sure you do your charity. And then it's $59 a month. That's crazy. One hotel room can save that. Unbelievable. But if you're going to put time and effort into something, the MLM industry operates on roughly a 40% commission. Now, I know that they'll say, let's give an example. If their products are $100, they'll put an ADBV. If they say we pay out up to 50%, well, 50% of 80 is 40. So 40 is really of the true dollar coming is what they pay. And then that's if everything's maxed out. So most of them are paying in the 30%, low 30 to mid 30%. That's the truth. We have 70% allocated. We're not going to pay that out day one, but it's there. And if I have to know our founders, I believe that what we have now is just the tip of the iceberg. I think as this goes up and everything's covered, fixed costs are covered, variable costs are lowering. I have a feeling, could be wrong. I have a feeling they are going to lavish the people that are adding value here like nobody's business. I'm not committing them to anything, but I just know they have hearts to help those that add value. So what kind of return do you want? Literally every hour you put in, you can have a return. So if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's another one of my favorite sayings. I love that. So with the global lifestyle membership and access to people having low cost, high quality, high value, well, what do you feel we can do? So here's where we are, guys. This is it. We're wrapping it up. That's us over on the lower left. This is the Rogers bell curve of product adoption. You can see where companies are. We're on the lower left. Innovators. Innovators are the people that can see what is unseen. Innovators are the ones that have vision. You can see this. So now we're going to launch, and I know the app's not going to be here right away, but by our official launch, it will. So we launched literally the first app-based Teach, Travel, Transform global AI-driven global lifestyle membership program. What do you feel is going to happen? In life, timing is everything. You see where we are right now. You know the story. You know what it takes. Being first gives you the best advantage to create the greatness that you want to create. So the question is this your time now? And if not, when is it going to be your time? And if not NELO Life, then who? So guess what? Another one of my favorite sayings. I learned this from Tony Robbins at Mastery University. It's a moment of decision that your destiny is determined. You got a decision to make. It's an easy one. $79, $59 after everything that we've shared here today. Who can't see this, right? But you do have a decision to make. And then once you make that decision, if it's a positive decision to join us and start going after it, then you have to decide, what are you going to do? Now, this is my writing. Okay, Scotty, I'm ready. What should I do literally today, right now? So my first thing I'm going to say is you talk to your leaders. Don't take me 100%. You talk to your leaders first. Do whatever you and your leaders and your team are doing. But I'm going to show you this. What most people don't know is whether it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, next week, 2 weeks, we don't have a second chance to pre-build. See, we're pre-building right now. We're literally taking verbal commitments. That's it. And the way you start in your first month, if you start with no one other than yourself, or if you start with 5, 10, 20, look at that bottom line down at the very bottom. 2,000, 20,000, 40,000. By the way, I'm not making income projections. This is no guarantee. It's none of that. This is to give an example. You could do this with money invested. If you started with 0 this month and put 100 a month for the next 10 years, or start with 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, it's the same principle. So if you pre-build with you and some of your people, the more people you can have in the loop the day it turns on, let's just say for example purposes, each person enrolled one new affiliate or got one new membership on their team, and each person did that for 12 months. Well, look at that. Your first month, you have 5. You start with you get 1 next month. There you go. Next month, you each get 1, you got 2. If you start with 5, you go with 10 your first month, 20. And you can look at the other ones, but look just in those first 2 columns. Look at the difference at the bottom. So you don't wait till it turns on. You say, okay, I see it. My vision is clear. I'm validated. I like what I see. You and 5 people start. So you start your first month and everybody just gets 1. The difference is 10 times the difference in income. Not that 2,000 is bad. That's amazing. But you're going to put the same work in for the next 12 months regardless. The only difference is, what do you choose to start with? So guys, bottom line is this. I hope to be with each and every one of you. I hope to meet everybody we possibly can. I love people and I love meeting people. We're going to be all over the world. I was always envious, jealous, whatever you want to call it, in a positive way, of the World Ventures people. I'm out there. I'm like, man, I get to do this once or twice a year. And yeah, I got to travel to all kinds of countries around the world, work with my team, but it wasn't for vacationing. It was for working, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love that. But when you can vacation for your life, and with social media today, talk about the best way to attract people, this is it. Well, bottom line, another one of my savings. You only live once. If you do it right, once is all you need. So, hey guys, thanks so much for allowing me to be here. I hope this added some value. More importantly, I hope it cleared up something for somebody to give you just a little extra insight to say, you know what, I do want to start sharing right now. Because once it turns on, we're all going to put the work we're going to put in. But between now and that day, and Eric, I hate to say this, some people will kill me, but I wouldn't mind if it's 2 or 3 weeks from now, because I'd like to have a bigger team before it starts. So thanks so much for letting me on, brother. Have a beautiful day.
Ladies and gentlemen, give Scotty Merker some love. Scotty, my phone's blowing up like crazy. We are so blessed to have you at the beginning, brother. I'm just so glad God brought us together years and years ago, and had a few people like, oh my God, I remember Scotty Merker from like 25 years ago. He hasn't aged a bit. He's even better now than he was then. So I just have so much admiration for guys like you that are here because you want to be here, not because you have to be here. And you don't rest on your laurels from decades ago. You rolled up your sleeve and you're building a pre-building a fantastic team. So love you so much, my friend. Thanks for having Thanks for being with us, sharing your heart and vision. And we will definitely get that slide deck, clean it up, make it look, well, it was pretty. It was already pretty. So we're going to make it even prettier. And we're going to put that as a resource for people. It's fantastic. So much love to Scotty Merker, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have an extra treat for you today. Most of our Super Saturdays will only go 30, 45 minutes. But since it's our first one, we got an extra treat. I have the pleasure of bringing on someone who has become a dear, dear friend and just a workhorse, a giver. If you're in the affiliate community, if you're in our Telegram, WhatsApp channels, if you've been on social media, I mean, she's our social media manager. I like to call her our social media ninja, but she's just a giver. I mean, she just pours her heart out to bring value to our entire community. And we are so incredibly blessed to have her. So she's going to spend 10, 15 minutes, maybe a little longer if she's in the flow. We're not going to stop her. Just talking about the power of social media today. You heard Scotty Merker reference it. And, how can we post things and organize things that draw people in versus pushing them away? And she's just brilliant at it. I get to, again, call her a friend. Her and I call her my work wife. I probably chat with her each day as much, if not more than my own wife. And, couldn't think of anyone better to be with us right here in the beginning and for many, many decades to come. So without further ado, NELO Life's very own social media manager, the lovely Miss Janice Manaya. Take it away, young lady.
Hello, everybody. I cannot believe you said that out loud. That was an internal joke, but it is amazing to be here with everybody and on the very first Super Saturday training, right? You guys know that, like Scotty said, we are definitely working behind the scene to bring you as much as we can before we even pre-launch, right? So this is one of the topics that we wanted to talk about. I know that I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as I talk, but I know that you guys need some tools, right? We all about tools around here. We love them. As Scotty said, we're going to be all AI driven, right? You have to embrace the now. I know a lot of us are old school. We're old school. That's cool. But we also got to move with the time. And the thing about the technologies that we have right now is that they make it easier, right? They make it some advanced for the people like me that like to take things apart and see how they work. But they also have this simplified version of everything. And this is pretty much what this is about. I'm going to run through it. I'm actually going to do a video and then put it out during the week. But for now, I'm just going to run through it real quickly so you guys see how easily you can build a brand new social media platform, right? NELO is literally brand new. So I think this is very apropos for the topic today because we are new. And I'm going to show you how to go ahead and build a brand new platform and, more importantly, create the content for that platform. Okay, so this is my credential. I know I'm brand new to some of you. Some of you have seen my face around, but I've been on this space for 14 years, Facebook, Instagram, a bunch of followers everywhere. I mean, I haven't really been building actively in the past 3 to 4 years. I took a little break to do other things, but those are my credentials. I've been around the block, okay? And of course, I love Facebook. That would be my first expertise that I would say I'm a good expert on that. Canva is another one. I have learned to build funnels, attraction marketing, growth system, things like that, right? Very, very resourceful because I like to do things a certain way. Even though I can pay somebody, I'd rather do it myself. But I'm going to give you quickly 7 steps that you guys can do right now, today, this weekend, to go ahead and start a brand new platform, wherever you want to do it. You can do it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is. Go ahead and pick one, and then we're going to build it together with NELO as we are growing together, okay? So the very first step is you're going to need to find a niche or a passion. Scotty gave you like a plethora of topics that you guys can pick. Of course, we're talking about NELO today, right? So you guys know what we're about. You can pick a few of those, right? 2 of those, maybe the trading if you're international. You might want to talk about the travel, whatever it is, pick something, right? And if you do not want to pick a niche and build a whole platform for that, you can just do this, right? Remember, you guys, I always talk about you. And you can be a brand as well, right? You can brand yourself to where every time you speak and put something out, people are attracted to you. It's called attraction marketing, all right? But if you decide to pick a niche, let's say you're going to talk about travel, right? Go ahead and form a group, right? Name it whatever you want to. It doesn't matter. To me, you can name it whatever. To me, the name is not a big deal. So you can name the group what you want. If you decide to go with the group route or the YouTube channel, whatever it is you're going to build, name it something, whatever. Don't get caught up in the name. You know, companies rebuild, rename, they change everything, right? If you're not sure, go follow those that are having success. I'm a huge believer of copying the right cat, okay? If you're going to be a copycat, copy the right cat, okay? You can model after those people that you admire and just tweak things around, but make sure you pick a name. Don't get caught up in the name, all right? So, the next step here is the content creation, right? I know a lot of you are going to stop in your tracks about this. This is very doable. I am telling you, as the busiest person that I know, me, Eric, and of course the founder, super busy 24/7. I think I was up like 3 o'clock putting this up together for you guys, right? So there are tools. I'm telling you, do not be afraid. There are tools to get this done for you. You need to really, really interrupt somebody from scrolling. That is your mission, okay? Once you interrupt that scrolling, then you need to have something for them to read, okay? Are you following me? And you're going to do that with very nice, put together content, okay? Now, take inspiration from pages that are doing well. There's nothing wrong with that. If you think that you don't have it in you, go ahead and borrow from that and just tweak it around. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? For content creation, you need 3 themes, okay? You need to be inspirational, you need to be educational, or entertaining. If you can combine some of those in those posts, you are grabbing those attention. You also need to tug that people's emotion, okay? Would it be with a laugh, maybe with sadness, tears, whatever it is, emotion is what make people also stop from scrolling, all right? Let's talk about step number 4. Huge. You need to be consistent. How are you going to be consistent if you have a full-time job, or you're a full-time entrepreneur, or you are a full-time parent, whatever? There are tools. Again, this is all about tools, okay? There are tools out there that's going to help you. Once you create the content, there are tools that's going to help you schedule this content so you don't have to sit in front of the computer or your phone all day long posting like a mad person, okay? All of these platforms, most of them anyway, have pre-scheduling function. YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, IG, of course, Facebook, all of them have a pre-scheduled function that you can pre-schedule your thing as far as they let you, okay? So you don't need to be on your devices all day long, okay? The next step here, number 5, you need to engage with your audience. I have said this before. You need to talk back, okay? It's like if I'm talking to Eric and he's not responding, I'm not going to talk to the man. I'm going to move on to somebody else that actually appreciate me even saying hello in his comments, okay? So you need to engage with your audience. Find a time of day. It can be once a day. It doesn't have to be all day like me, right? But once a day, engage back with you. If you do not, somebody else will. And they're going to steal your audience away from you. Okay, when you get bigger into this space, they actually have a bot that you can hook up to your comments and they can talk to the people for you. See me about that. I can hook you up with that. All right, the next step here, number 6, is collaborate with influencers. This is a little more sophisticated, if you will. But you guys know influencers. Anybody that you see on TikTok and have a big name for themselves, it's the influencer. You got the micro influencers, just the lesser influencers, and you can reach out to these people. You will be surprised who is open to collaborate with you, right? You can have an exchange. If you don't have the money, you can exchange whatever you do have of value for them to go ahead and blast you out in their platform. Do not be afraid to do this. Go ahead and reach out and you might be pleasantly surprised, all right? Number 7 here. How I started online. It was with ads. I started doing ads forever ago. Let me not date myself, but I love placing ads. You can run ads, guys, for $1, $2, $3, $4, whatever the budget is for you. you can run ads and let them run 30 days a week, right? If you see that an ad is not performing well, it's not going further, it's not getting engagement, cut it loose. Go ahead and retarget those settings and put it back out, right? So if you can afford it, for sure, put this in your budgeting. Okay, so that was very, very quickly. Now I'm going to tell you how you can really, even quicker than that, is to create the content, and you can have it for an entire month, right? Or however long you want to, right? And you can do this in a day, right? This, I realized as I'm sitting here at 3 o'clock in the morning last night, that this is going to have to be a video, right? It's too many steps for me to even verbalize this, but I will make a video here in the next 2, 3, 4 days, and I'm going to put it out in the community for you guys to see how to do these steps, okay? But if you follow along here, for now, you're going to go to Canva. You can use the free version of that. Then you're going to go to OpenAI, right? You heard Scotty and everybody else talking about AI. That is what it is right now, right? You can do away without it, but you're going to have to integrate it at some point. Okay, OpenAI is free. They have, of course, everything has a free version, and then you have the paid version. You can use the free version here. Then you're going to go, after you go to OpenAI, you're going to ask it, literally ask it, create me 30 inspirational quotes about traveling. I'll literally just type that in, and I can show you that I'm not even lying about that. And he gave me 30 traveling inspirational quotes. So I took that and I went into Google Drive Sheets, right? And I copy and pasted that, and it's just numbered for me, right? 1 to 30, right? Then you are going to go ahead and obviously copy that and come back to Canva. Okay, I hope you follow. If you're not, a video will be out soon. Then in Canva, you got to pick a template, right? To put your quotes in, right? Walk with me here. You're going to pick a template to put all these 30 quotes for your month, right? Once you have your template, it's looking good. You're going to put maybe a little logo on there, right? You're going to set it up first. Then you're going to go to an app that Canva has. It's called Bulk Create. Okay, this is the key. It's called Bulk Create, and it's going to create all of this 30 content for you literally in minutes. Okay, not even a minute. So after you are in Bulk Create, you're going to pick Enter Data Manually. Okay, again, you're going to copy that from your Google Sheets, and then you're going to paste it in Canva. Instantly, you're going to have 30 posts, right? That you can go ahead and post. You can change the color. You're going to switch them up. Don't post the same pictures. None of that. You can switch the colors on each one of them so they can look different, right? You're going to connect the information you have with your Bulk Create app, right? And then that's it. You have it ready. And now you have 30 designs. Once you have all of your designs, right? You go and download them. Please be organized. Go ahead and label things, right? Let's say you want to label it April, right? April 2024. Now you have the entire month of April worth of content, literally, okay? So now you can download that to your computer, right? 1 through 30. And as I mentioned, you're going to go ahead and pre-schedule it in any of the platforms that you want, okay? Any of them. If you want to do reels, right, which is, you guys know, all of the platforms are about video, which I do not like doing videos, but I've got to get with the times, right? So you can do the same for videos and reels. Just change the reels, the videos in the background of each post before you download, okay? And another bonus is that you can resize all of that and create those 30 that you made. You can resize them and make 30 more, maybe for IG, resize them for Twitter, whatever. It's literally, the possibilities are endless, okay? If you have Canva and some of these features that I've mentioned are not there for you, because some of them might be for Canva Pro, you can still do it, right? You don't need to pay for Canva Pro. You just have to manually enter each quote on each graphic. And I'm going to do a demo on that also in the video that I'm going to post. I'm going to show you how to do it both ways, okay? Absolutely. You can do this on a Saturday, on a Sunday, whatever, and you can have content for the entire month. if you're really eager and you know you're going to be traveling like me, I'm going to be traveling soon for like 2-3 months at a time. I will be pre-scheduling my stuff for 2 and 3 months at a time. I think in Facebook you can only do it for a month and a half. So check with each and every platform to see how far in advance they let you pre-schedule. But I will be pre-scheduling because I will be in whatever, Dubai, Bora Bora, wherever I am, and my content is still going to be coming out every single day. Also, we have content already. NELO has content. I personally posted the Google Drive yesterday. We're going to be adding more content there. It's all compliant. It's all beautiful. I mean, well done. You can grab those and also reschedule them. All right. So here I have a bonus for you. Okay. These I found like from years ago. It's still true to the day. Okay. These are 8 hooks that you guys can use right now. You can screen share this. 8 hooks that you can use right now in social media marketing to stop people from scrolling. You need to interrupt folks from keep going away from you. Okay. So this is some of the quotes you won't believe is definitely one of them, right? This is going to blow your mind. It's another quote, right? Another quote is reasons why you should blank, like blank reasons why you should. Okay. I actually have examples here, like number 3, right? 3 reasons why you should buy quality suitcases, right? Something funny, right? You can be funny here. And you can talk about how your clothes just went all over the place in Mexico City because your suitcase broke. You can talk about like, the other reason is like you want that suitcase to last on the next trip, whatever. Make it funny, make it, that people laugh also, right? The next one is number of things I wish I knew before blank, okay? One example about that, 5 traveling facts I wish I knew before I went to Bora Bora, right? And whatever that is, whatever it is, the facts, put it on there. And somebody that's going to Bora Bora is like, oh my God, yeah, that's true, right? The next one is how I got from this to this in this amount of time, okay? An example, how I got from vacationing once to every 2 years to now vacationing twice a year in 60 days. And of course, you're going to plug in your business, right? You're going to talk about NELO clearly, right? The next one is number of things you should do before. That is a good one. That one is like, you can do so many things with that. 5 steps you should do before you go to Miami, right? 4 tips you should do before you go to on a European tour, right? You can go anywhere and pick any niche, right? We're talking about travel today. Go ahead and tailor that to whatever you want, okay? The next one, top 5 tools, creators, website, whatever that you need to get these results, right? One example here, top 5 website to save for traveling needs, right? Of course, talk about NELO. Top 5 essentials you will need before you go to Egypt, right? Things like that. The last one here, if you're not receiving this, or if you don't have this, then you need to do this, okay? People will definitely stop, right? For sure. An example here, if you're not receiving full VIP treatment at this result, then you need to join NELO. If you're not receiving or saving on every trip, then you need to join NELO, right? I mean, the same way I can do this forever. This is just natural for me, right? But I gave you this here. You guys tailor that to whatever you want. And I wanted to mention our communities here. Of course, the main community where we all talk and interact with each other is Facebook/group/NELO Life community. And the main page is Facebook/NELO Life official. I am done. I am out of breath. But thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure as always for the video this week. And Eric, thank you for having me on the first one. I love you so much.
Oh, you stop it. All right, friends. Give Janice some love. Put those hands up in the air. Let her feel it. Guys, here's the deal. There's other social media. Oh, Janice, come back on. Everybody wants to see your beautiful face. So there are people that literally charge thousands of dollars for that content you just got right here. And she just so graciously shared it. But Janice, we are so blessed to have you. That was just amazing. Thank you so much. What a powerful first Super Saturday training. We will do these every Saturday, and they won't always go an hour and 15 minutes, but hey, we wanted to over deliver. Hey, little kiddo. we wanted to over deliver this first time around. So I'm going to leave you with just one thought here. Let's talk about sacrifices. Sacrifices is interesting. Common sense would say you'll have to make some sacrifices in order to create a lifestyle that most other people can only dream about. The sacrifice I made today was I missed my 13-year-old's first travel baseball game. He was a starting pitcher. I'm happy to report that he had 62 pitches, 42 were strikes, 7 strikeouts, 1 base on ball. And at the plate, he has been walked twice because he's a lefty, and sometimes lefties their job is just to get on base. So wanted to share that. But we have to make sacrifices here. Absolutely. Are they sacrifices that are insurmountable? Of course not. God always gives you a way to really find a way to achieve the things that you desire here. And we're never going to be the company that's putting undue pressure. But my hope, especially right now, is that you do maximize the power of now. You do get out and reach out to the most positive, uplifting, busy, entrepreneurial, fun, amazing people that you know, and transfer your energy to them. Because as we continue to stack the inception of our company with amazing people from all walks of life, that's when you know you can build an unstoppable movement together. So it's all in your hands, friends. I hope you will stretch yourselves, create a new comfort zone by doing things maybe you haven't done before. Are you going to get rejected? Yes. Are you going to get told that's one of those things? Yes. Are you going to get told, be careful with that? Of course, that's the price to entry to living any significant life. But the other side, when you have a life of significance, when you're able to generate more passive income than your passive bills, when you have more time freedom to pursue and unlock the dreams that are in your hearts, it is so worth the sacrifices that need to be made. All right. God bless you all. Next week's a huge week. Stay close to the fire. We're going to flip that switch and we're going to start this unstoppable global movement that truly is a global force for good. Thanks again to our special guest speakers, Scotty, Janice. We'll get this recording out to you. Have an amazing, epic weekend. If you're a basketball fan, go Boilers. I'm an IU fan, but Purdue's in the Final Four. I got to pull for them. So have a great weekend. God bless you. Bye-bye. Thanks so much, Janice.